Play High on Life 2 now on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC with a demo newly available on all 3 platforms. Also, it is hitting Nintendo Switch 2 Wednesday, July 1st, and catch it on discount for the first time as part of the Steam Summer Sale.
If you want to get our shows ad-free and our exclusive shows, go to patreon.com/kindafunny. The Nintendo Switch 2 is the second fastest selling video game hardware in US history. PlayStation hardware hits its lowest May numbers in 25 years, and Xbox console sales in May were the lowest ever recorded for any hardware, period. But most importantly, Nintendo has raised its employees' base salary by 10%. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Friday, June 26th, 2026. Of course, I'm your host, Tim Geddes, and I'm joined by the man that's matching me, Snowbike Mike.
A lot of sixes.
I'm matching you. You're matching me. We're matching each other.
We're feeling it today, Tim.
What are you feeling today?
Tim, I want to tell you, we got good news today.
Yes, we do.
And I got some good news for you. A lot of people are saying, I'm back.
You're back?
Last night, Tim, 2 nights ago, I'll set the stage. 2 nights ago, I got beat down. I got hit with an obstacle that I couldn't overcome. For many of you, I'm currently playing The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, and I'm having the time of my life. First 2 nights, I'm having a blast.
Crushing.
I'm lost in Skyloft. I'm having so much fun with the lore, the world, the art direction of this game. I'm smiling from ear to ear going, more Zelda all the time. And then people were like, Mike, this is a Wii game. You need motion controls. And I will say, I was the first 2 nights just kind of flinging my sword around on my Pro Controller, having fun, getting by it. Then on night number 3, I met the boss. And he said, oh, Mike, you need to be playing on motion controls. You need the control of the Wii remote. You need to be able to control your sword as Link like no one else can. You need the Kingdom Come Deliverance to this thing. And I said, I don't want to do that. And I bashed my head against the wall back and forth, and I couldn't overcome this challenge.
And you walked up to me yesterday and you said, Tim, I'm having the best time, but I hit a wall, and I'm going to come back to that wall. And if I can't get through it, I'm putting this game down.
So, Tim, last night, I blasted the best Disney training montage music you could imagine. Hercules, Lion King,
I'll make a man out of you. Mulan, there we go.
I'm playing all of your favorites. The Goofy movie.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting there. Smashing this Joy-Con, whipping it all around. And I'll tell you, last night, I stepped up to the challenge.
You overcame everyone.
I defeated the second temple. I had one hell of a time. And just like Zelda's goddess's protector, you know, she looked right at me. She said, you were late, Link. Let that sting a little.
Damn.
And I said, I feel this.
Feel the sting. Feel the burn.
I feel this sting, and I'm going to go and complete the trials now, and I'm going to get stronger and better for when my moment has to come. Because just like Lady Yuna, on her journey, she had to go off on a journey. So do I. And I'm going to go off on this journey to get better so I can meet Princess Zelda when she needs me the most.
Mike, I want to let you know.
Tim.
I'm such a proud father. You know? And it has nothing to do with Samira.
God, I love you.
It's all you. Final Fantasy X, going down the Z-hole. Your experience peak, man. God, this is what a time to be alive. Do you know, Mike, do you remember E3 2009, I want to say, when Skyward Sword was first revealed? It might have been 2010. Shigeru Miyamoto comes out on stage, and they did a live demo. And he's up there waggling, and it just wasn't working.
No.
It just wasn't working.
Tim, no.
When we have a less busy news day, we'll have to pull up some footage. But it's one of those all-time moments of like, oh, bro, this just ain't working. It's just not working. But real quick, I just need to say, the tenor of the day, Nintendo. A lot of good Nintendo news going on. You know, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of it. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but there's a lot of good stuff. One quick thing that didn't make the news story, but I just want to bring it up. The reviews for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Switch 2 Edition, are out. It is sitting at an 86, which is really, really good. So you can check that out. And more than anything, you know I'm a Star Fox guy. You know how much Star Fox means to me. And I can't believe how happy I am seeing everyone be so happy with this game. Now that it's in people's hands, my social media is just ripe with everyone being like, I didn't know Star Fox had it like this.
Nice.
And I'm like, thank God. Oh, this feels good.
That's awesome, Tim. I love that.
Very happy. Very happy. Hopeful for more. I do think this is like the kind of shots in the arm that Star Fox needed. And I understand the irony to this of it being another freaking Star Fox 64 remix. But there's something about the timing of this one, it being on the Switch 2, a lot of excitement. Let's go.
Well, we can announce that we're going to play it on Monday together on stream. So
I'm trying to decide if I just want to play it and just show you or if I want you to play.
Well, guess what? I'm playing it all weekend. So we'll come and meet each other on Monday, and we can decide then.
Okay,
maybe
I like that.
I would love to see the pro step up. I want to see how fast you beat it, the routes that you take. So we might lean towards you, but we'll see. Maybe we get one multiplayer match in you and I, because I love that stuff. But I, purchased it last night. Maybe a little spoilers for the buzz. Maybe there was some cool avatar in the buzz, and
stay tuned for the buzz, everybody.
I'll tell you what, the buzz went places.
Yeah.
When Roger gives me the look, that's when I know I'm nailing it.
He's nailing it, everybody. All right, let's get into it, though, because we do have a big day. If you're watching live, be part of the show by super chatting on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. We couldn't do this without our producers on Patreon, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, Delaney, the Psalm 20, and Lax Nomad. So thank you very, very much. But for now, let's begin with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Big stuff.
Oh, you know what? It didn't register for a minute.
Yeah.
Then I got it.
Yeah. We Cybers News. We have 6 stories today.
Oh, Baker's dozen!
It's all we news, I guess. Kev's head's in a million places today because we have a big stream.
Big stream today, Tim. Of course, it is one of our subathon marathon streams going down. It is finally happening. We have trapped Andy and Greg in a room after months, years of talking about it. They're going to make an album together. And I'm telling you, Kevin and Roger went above and beyond on the production side. Andy and Greg are excited. We have a special guest in the building.
Surprises abound.
Let me tell you, it's going to be a great stream. So come on by. If you can support, drop a sub over on Twitch. If you're just able to watch, we'd love you to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Shenanigans will happen.
Yes, they will. Okay, let's start with story number 1. We're talking about May video game hardware sales. Matt Piscatella from over at Circana, friend of the show, amazing human being, et cetera, et cetera. We all know that. Released the latest data from May. So throughout this show, there's going to be a lot of different stories, different sales conversations that we're bringing in. It was hard to kind of segment this into news stories because there's hardware sales, there's software sales from the May side of things. But on top of that, because we're towards the end of June, a lot of companies' fiscal quarters are ending. Their Q2s or whatever you want to call it are ending. So we're getting updated sales numbers from a lot of video games. So it's going to be a lot of sales numbers, a lot of exciting things, some bummers. There's going to be some bummers. I'm telling you that right now. But let's get into the hardware sales of May 2026. Nintendo Switch 2's first 12 months numbers are out. It's become the second fastest selling gaming hardware in US history and the best selling console in 2026 so far. Overall, video game spending in May 2026 saw an increase, with the Switch 2 helping, increasing hardware spending in May, offsetting the dip by PlayStation and Xbox. US game spending rose by 3% year on year for the 12 months ending in May, rising to $1.6 billion. Matt says, this is the Switch 2 bump. Physical software sales on Nintendo's platform are up around 26% compared to a year ago, but still down from the year ending May 2024. All other ecosystems are continuing to drop by double-digit percentages. It's very likely to be a temporary blip. In its first 12 months, the latest console has sold 5.9 million units, placing it behind only the Game Boy Advance, which sold over 6.5 million units in its first year. And a little context there, I'm pretty sure that thing at that point was...
You ready for this? $99.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. PlayStation has experienced its worst May for hardware sales since the year 2000, with a significant 43% decline in PlayStation 5 spending and a 58% drop in unit sales, both attributed to recent price increases. Xbox's May hardware sales were the lowest in U.S. tracked history, and tracking began in 1995. Let's stop there, Mike. Any immediate takeaways?
I mean, I'd like to start off with the positive since we're having such a big positive news day. amazing, fantastic to hear Nintendo Switch 2, how well it's selling. I think we kind of knew last year before it was like, hey, this seems to be the right time. There's a lot of goodwill built up on the system. We were kind of ahead of where we are now with console price increases, the insane memory leak situation that we're dealing with, where it's like a nightmare out there. So we were kind of living in a different world, but there was this feeling of like, the Switch 2 might blow up here, everybody. Get ready for that. And it's awesome to see, like, yeah, it did that and some.
Yeah. And now, a couple things that I think are very important to note in terms of the Nintendo selling well and Xbox and PlayStation not so well. Xbox and PlayStation have had price increases already go into effect. Nintendo has not had one already go into effect. They announced it, but it will be coming. So you got to imagine when Matt Piscatella is saying here, it's very likely to be a temporary blip. It's like we're getting that price increase, I think, in the beginning of August for the Switch 2. So we'll see what that does. But
temporary blip. We're also talking about two consoles that are late in their life cycle as well, right? As opposed to a console that is like, hey, this is its first year.
It is the first
There's
year.
a lot of factors that you're going to put into that. But of course, the price increases will be very high up on the list.
But going back to it being its first year, I do think it's interesting that these numbers being like so impressive here, right? Fastest selling game hardware in U.S. history and the best selling in 2026. When you think about Nintendo Switch 2's 2026, I don't think the majority of people would be looking at this like, it's been stellar so far, right? Like, I think a lot of people look at it like, oh, it's just a bunch of ports in a Yoshi game. But it's like, well, they clearly have a strategy to get these things out there, and it seems to be working. And this does fall back to what I've been saying for a very long time of just like, you don't put Animal Crossing out yet. You wait for that, let this Mario Kart World continue to sell. And a lot of people keep making the argument that like Mario Kart World sucks and then no one's buying it and whatever. It's like, we'll get to it later. People are buying Mario Kart World. Like, Nintendo are in a good place with strategy at this point. Can they maintain that? When are the bigger heavy hitters going to start to come? Because they can't just hold out and build a install base forever, especially given where we're at with the economy and with the fact that this is probably the upcoming price increase for Switch 2 is probably not the last one.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Tim, because I was going to save that for the end of like when we look back on the year that Nintendo had, right? I think it's been a stellar year, a good year. But if we look at it from just say, hey, there was no mainline Mario game. There was no heavy Zelda game out there, right? This was built off the back of Mario Kart World, an unknown Donkey Kong 3D platformer that we didn't know was going to be as great as it was, right? You have a Metroid slid in there, Tamagotchi Life, of course, but like this isn't the heavy hitters as we normally think about with, of course, Nintendo. So it is fun to look back. I was going to ask you and say, are you surprised that it's this well sold without the biggest, baddest titles on there?
No, because I believed in this, and I feel like I feel like I'm crazy saying this, but I feel like I'm being proven right. Where it's like the third-party support on the Nintendo Switch 2 right now can feel annoying to people that have multiple consoles, but over time, it's just going to continue to make the Switch 2 a real force when we are talking about the console wars or whatever you want to say. It's like for years we've been like, oh, it's Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo's over here, despite the fact that Nintendo's just been dominating by most metrics, right? So it's like, now it's like, I think we're getting closer to, if there is a conversation, Nintendo's in it and maybe winning. You get what I'm saying?
It also feels like it was the time to get that upgrade for Switch, right? 2017 to now, we're nearing almost 10 years, right? It's like a full 8-year life cycle. And like when I looked at my Switch, it'd be like, I'm not really playing that, or I'm not getting a bunch of third-party support, or doesn't run the third-party games that I want it to run as well as I want it to run. There's Steam Deck competition now, but I'm sure for the average Nintendo fan, the family especially, who has run that thing to death and probably loves their experience, when the Switch 2 happened last year, it definitely felt like, hey, it's time for an upgrade. We're ready for this to happen.
Yeah, and I also think that when we look back, we're just talking about like them not having the heavy hitters or whatever, and it's like, but they had heavy hitters in a way that Nintendo hasn't had debatably ever, in the form of Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out, which, I get it, old game. But Resident Evil Requiem, day and date's not an old game. Pragmata, day and date's not an old game. Looking down the pipeline of Capcom continuing to support this thing with Onimusha coming out day and date in just a couple months. It's like, and when Final Fantasy VII Revelations comes out day and date, there's a narrative being built here that you can expect the big AAA third-party games to be on Switch 2 day and date.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I think that this is going to continue in a very, very positive way, because that's not even including the Nintendo first-party titles that we know sell consoles, because they have for a very, very long time now.
Of course. It's been a solid year, I got to say. I mean, it also launched with a new Mario Kart. And for a casual fan like me, like a new Mario Kart is a big deal, right? It's like, oh yeah, I finally get something new on the kart racing scene that I love, a franchise that has so much longevity that people know and love. So yeah, for me, it's been great. Let's, one more highlight. Outselling the Game Boy Advance is a pretty special little one of like, that's crazy because that was $99, Tim.
Yeah.
And I also didn't know the Game Boy Advance at that time was moving like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, you gotta like remember that the Game Boy at that time was a major success. Like it was like a huge pillar of video games, and it was handheld gaming. Like there was no competition at that point in time around 2001. Like this is 3-4 years before the PSP enters the scene, right? And it is many years after the Game Gear. When you look at the Game Boy itself, like the life cycle of that hardware, it was the longest run of a video game console ever that we've ever seen. Like, what was it, 1989 to 2001 for the original Game Boy? Like, if you want to include Game Boy Color, which came out in 98, that's like a weird pro console, essentially, right? Where it's like the majority of games were playable on the old Game Boy as well. There were exclusive games on Game Boy Color, but not that many. Like, I think it was like 30 or something like that total, and we're talking about like thousands of games overall. So getting to the Game Boy Advance, that 3 years after the Game Boy Color, even in 2001, that was the next big jump for handheld gaming, like getting it to that more Super Nintendo level of graphic fidelity and all of that. And even the Game Boy Advance didn't even have that long of an actual life cycle without other consoles in Nintendo's life, because the DS was 2005. So but the Game Boy Advance was heavily supported by Nintendo, and then also the audience loved it. So
fun little history lesson with you, Tim. I love
just telling me that I'm wrong about the Game Boy Color, the amount of Game Boy Color games. Let me know, like, please correct me there, because I want to make sure that we're.
I remember the Game Boy Color games. They had the little booty on that.
Butt,
yeah, exactly, because the other one would go in. I love that. Let's talk about PlayStation, Xbox then.
Yeah, let's hold. I want to bring a little bit more into this, and then I have something interesting to bring up here, because so that was the Matt Piscatella side of the just where we're at with the U.S. sales. There's some Japan sales for hardware that brought up that I think are very interesting, because I haven't actually seen these laid out this way. Now, we understand Japan, a very different climate when it comes to video game hardware and what they support, what they don't support, and how much they do support those things. The Switch 2 has outsold the PlayStation 5 in Japan already after 1 year. This comes from Sal Romano at Gamatsu. There is an asterisk to this, though, because that is the base PS5. That does not include the PS5 Pro. But even if you do, it is hot on the heels of outselling the entire family of PlayStation 5s, and it has hand over fist outsold the Xbox family.
Okay, yeah, of course.
So going through these numbers here, you can look at them, and Kev, if you can bring up this link, this Gamatsu link, so people can follow along with this. So wait,
real quick, is it this one?
Yeah, go down to the hardware sales.
Excellent. Sorry.
Thank you. So what we're looking at here is the number of sales, and then lifetime sales in Japan. So Switch 2 has sold 5.9 million in Japan.
Wow.
And then you go down and it's like PlayStation 1.3 million. Right?
Okay.
For digital edition, and you like keep going down. The number on the left is how much it sold in the month.
Yeah.
The Switch 2 sold 26,000. Down at the bottom, the Xbox Series X
217.
217.
Total.
217. Yeah.
Wow.
And hey, look, we understand
course,
it's Japan, but then we look at lifetime for Xbox in Japan. You got to combine a couple here because it is the Series X.
350,000.
Yeah. So there you go there. And then you look at PlayStation and it's like significantly more than that. But then you look up at the Switch 2 at that coming up on 6 million already.
Yeah.
Just in 1 year. And then you look at the Switch here, 20 million.
Stop it.
You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah. So
the Switch family is crazy numbers if you put them all together. That's
exactly
crazy numbers.
So crazy stuff there. I just thought that was interesting to bring up just because it's like we always talk about, oh, the Xbox doesn't sell in Japan and, Nintendo does, PlayStation does. We can look at these numbers like this is what we're talking about. These lifetime sales on the right there, I think are very, very just key for the Japan conversation.
That's wild.
Yeah. And then, Kev, the next link I have there. So Steven Totillo over at GameFile put out a chart that is showing off the Xbox Series, PS5, and Switch 2 price increases over time. Oh. So you can kind of follow it here on the left in 2020 of where they started at, and then kind of where they're going to. You can see the Switch 2 starting in 2025 at $450, but then as we get to the end of 2026, it's going to go up to $500.
Yeah.
But this chart sucks. To see it laid out this way, Mike.
Yeah,
How do you feel?
See that only increases. It's very unfortunate, Tim. And yeah, I brought us up some sales of like the numbers. We heard the Xbox news earlier in the week of that all going up, but it is crazy that right now a PS5 Pro is $900. Right, we're sitting and looking at an Xbox Series X for $649, and all of that price is going up next month, 2 months from now. So it's like it sucks. Tim, this should be going down.
Oh yeah,
this should be. It's been been 6 years, 8 years. It should be going down.
I mean, Game Boy Advance started at $100. By the end of it, they were giving it away, and I'm joking, but not by much. Yeah. Right? It's like it is. We've talked about it so much that back in my day, consoles got cheaper, and it's like not only is that not happening, they are getting more and more expensive with no stop in sight. And now this is where I want to bring in some really bad news.
My favorite one, the Xbox Series S with this price increase will be as much as the X was at launch.
Yeah.
That was the cheapest way to play.
Yeah.
Way to get into console gaming. Crazy.
So, again, like I was saying, it was kind of hard to organize today's news just because there's so much of it. But I'm trying to build a narrative here with what the stories actually are. So we're looking at these price increases of consoles. We're seeing the hardware sales kind of flounder and just dramatically dip for PlayStation and Xbox. Nintendo's going up, but how long can they maintain that after the price increase? What's that going to look like? It's going to be bad, right? It's going to.
Do you think so? I mean, they have some heavy hitters still, right? Like when you announce a new Mario game, a new Zelda game, that's got to see some boost still, though, even with the price increase.
But what if the Switch 2 is $700, Mike?
Then we stop everything.
You get what I'm saying? Though? It's like that,
stop
that's
everything.
The thing is, they're not there yet, but they're just $200 away. And I now want to bring in two different news stories, and we might end up talking more about these next week. But I just want to give a couple top-level headlines for us to understand the context of this is not going to get better. These numbers are going to continue to get worse. So Lenovo warns high memory prices are the new normal through 2030, as DRAM and NAND may never return to early 2025 levels. This comes from Hassan Mujtaba at WCCtech. Memory shortages are worsening each passing day, and major players have signaled the markets to brace for far worse hits in the coming years as supply-demand gaps widen. Micron just stated that things are out of their hands as they cannot fulfill the demand even for their strategic and top-level customers, while Samsung and SK Hynix have made similar statements. These companies are making massive profits from the ongoing AI boom, but with no stopping in sight, it looks like high memory prices are here for the long haul. Memory prices beyond 2030 will not reach the levels they were a year ago, as Lenovo lays out its survival guide for the Ramageddon. I need this to be clear to everybody, and Mike, I need you to understand. Micron and Samsung and this SK Hynix, they are the ones that make and sell the memory. If they are saying in the coming years supply-demand gaps are widening, prepare for this to be far worse. That means our consoles are going to go up in price. This is not the end. These it's going to continue to spike to the point that the Switch 2 might be $700 in the coming years. Easily. And that's not fear-mongering. That's not doom and gloom. That's just everybody. This is the reality. And I think that a lot of the world is going to get hit with a reality check soon. Because here we are sitting at this desk, and we've sat at this desk for a long time now covering these stories. Y'all have been listening. Y'all know that AI is causing the RAM shortages. They're making a ton of money, but they don't have enough supply to be able to even keep supporting this to make more money to the level they need to, which raises the price of all of our video game consoles. And we've been talking about that over and over and over. And as gamers, we're upset. We're on social media. We're talking about it. We're on podcast time about it, listening to it, talking to our friends about how much this sucks and looking at all of it and being like, wow, it's not Xbox making bad moves or PlayStation making bad moves or Nintendo making bad moves. They're making bad moves as well. I'm not saying they're not, but what I'm saying is everybody is fucked because of this. I think that we are about to hit a new level of mainstream people having this conversation and it becoming a much bigger conversation with normies of like, what the fuck is going on? Because let me bring this in. This was from 2 days ago. Apple just increased prices on almost all of its products. This comes from Joe over at Mac Rumors. Last week, Apple CEO Tim Cook said price increases were unavoidable. Apple indicating that it needs to begin raising prices suggests that additional price increases might occur later. So this is just the beginning. On the other hand, Apple noting that it's working tirelessly to find solutions suggests that prices might eventually come down again. That's very hopeful thinking as far as I'm concerned. Apple yesterday raised prices on many of its products. So I'm just going to jump ahead and like get to the point here.
Mm-hmm.
Every product in the Apple line had price increases to an insane degree that would make you sick to your stomach, except for the iPhone and I think the Apple Pencil. And
the Apple Watch,
iPhone,
iPod.
Apple Watch, AirPods, Studio Display, and Apple Pencil are the only unaffected product lines. Guess what though, Mike?
Those will be affected soon.
Those will be affected.
And guess what? That's when the general public goes, what the fuck is this iPhone selling for?
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. And we are so close to that being a reality. Will it be this September or October when the new phones are revealed? Probably. But like, let me just give you some actual numbers here so you can understand how fucking bad this is and how bad this is going to continue to be for video games. The HomePod Mini, the little tiny speaker that Apple has, that was $100 is now $130.
Oh,
so a $30 increase for that thing.
Well, you don't want that. No.
Apple TV, which I like love and is one of my most easily recommendable products to buy if you are interested in home theater, period, is going up from $200. No, sorry, you're going from $130 to $200, a $70 increase. That is unbelievable. If you want the one with the Ethernet port, it's $250.
And you know what you say to that, Tim? I'll just stick with the apps on the television. You know what I mean?
Well, the TVs are going to go up. Dude,
all of it will.
What's happening here, Mike, is like some of these things, they don't have RAM. These things don't have RAM. The price of these things are going up to offset the things that do have RAM. Everything is going up. And so let's keep going down this. iPads up $100. The iPad Air up $150. The iPad Pro up $200. MacBook Pro up $300. The iMac up $200. They just put out the MacBook Neo, which the whole point of that is being the entry level. College kids can buy this. This is for anybody. And for like the last year, for the first time in so long, Apple had debatably the best entry level laptop product for the most people from a financial perspective. Well, even that's going up $100. As we go through even more, the Mac Studio is going up $1,300. A $1,300 increase because that has RAM.
Oh.
All right?
Oh.
When you look at all this stuff, man, like, so the average price increase across all this is $250 per item. All of this is stuff that, yeah, we've been talking about video games. This, when we're talking about you freaking moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas going to the goddamn Apple store to buy any product, and the already expensive products are now this level of like, what, excuse me?
Yeah.
This is bad, Mike.
It's all happening, Tim. And like you said, soon enough it will come to the iPhone, the Apple Watch, the AirPods, the ones that are like the big movers for this team. And that's when everyone's going to be asking the question, what is going on here?
Yeah. And at that point, it's too late.
Oh,
it's too late now.
Late. Yeah.
Because that's the thing is like with Micron saying that, like, essentially throwing their hands up and being like, we're making hella money. At some point, it's going to stop. You know, just because, and at that point, the AI is just going to take over and kill everybody. Like, it's fucking terrifying with where we're at here. And I just I'm saying it right now. The Switch 2 is going to end up costing $700. And I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that this clip, whoever's clipping this out right now, is like, this guy's a fucking idiot. That'll never happen. Yeah. And I hope you're right. But with all of this, with the Apple news, with the Micron news, with where we're at with the hardware sales news, all of this is painting a very, very, very bad picture.
And we're gonna talk about it for a long, long time.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're going to take a quick break from a word from our sponsors. And when we get back, we have some really good news. So stay tuned for that.
This episode is brought to you by High on Life 2. Just 4 months after the February release of High on Life 2, the Squanch Games team is back with the Kinda Funny crew. Last time the devs stopped by, the game hadn't been released, which forced them into a very painful, agonizing secrecy. Today, though, the NDAs are off, and they can pretty much say whatever they want without getting yelled at. Mostly, they really want to talk about the following, though. A demo is now available for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC as of this week. Also, High on Life 2 is on sale for the first time as part of Steam's summer sale, which kicks off June 25th. High on Life 2 hits Nintendo Switch 2 on July 1st. Those are in no particular order of importance to us, but for those of you listening, feel free to rank them yourselves and argue about them in the comments.
This episode's brought to you by Factor. Sometimes hunger strikes and you are just exhausted, or you're hosting shows back to back to back and you just don't have it in you to set up and prepare the whole meal you thought you'd have time for. That's why so many of us here at Kinda Funny love Factor. Factor makes it easy with fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs, so you can eat well without the shopping or cooking. On many occasions, Factor's completely saved Greg and Jen when they needed it most. Every meal is crafted with functional ingredients, lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole foods, and healthy fats. Factor bans 175 plus ingredients. No artificial colors, no sweeteners, no high fructose corn syrup, no refined seed oils, just nutrient-dense food. For more choices to better nutrition, that's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Feel the difference no matter your routine. Head to factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off and use code kindafunny50 off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only while supplies last until September 27th, 2026. See website for more details. We have some good news though, Mike.
I'll take some good news.
I was trying to come up with the headline for the show, and I was trying to not focus on the bad. So I was like, what is the good here? And it's like, well, sales-wise, Nintendo's doing pretty good. But there was one other news story that I'm like, oh, you know what? Nintendo has won the day. Nintendo wins the news today because of story number 2. Nintendo has raised its employees' base salary by 10%. This comes from Sickr at My Nintendo News. Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa has stated to shareholders that the Kyoto-based company has now raised its base salary for employees by 10% in a move to retain talent. Here's what he told investors today via machine translation. Quote, "We maintain salaries at an appropriate level. We believe it's important to ensure that compensation remains at an appropriate standard. For example, we've increased pay, including raising base salaries by 10%. What?
That's a nice little moment right there. You don't get that often in the video game news sector here.
What? One of the fucking big three is doing this?
Telling shareholders, letting them know, hey, this is what we're going to do. We got to keep the talent. We got to try to keep our people happy. Keep them here with us because this landscape is insane, and let's get it up. That's great.
You know, jumping back into it, here's our mandatory Jason Schreier shout out. One of the many amazing videos that Jason Schreier has put out recently was talking about how is it possible that Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy is such a success, such a critical hit, so actually good, and all coming out so close together. This feels like we got a trilogy within 7 years when we haven't got a Naughty Dog game in 7 years, right? How is that possible? And the answer was maintaining a team, keeping a team together, keeping people happy, and making sure that the knowledge that they have built together as a team creatively and technically can continue to allow them to jump to the next project and not have to start from scratch, reinvent the wheel, figure things out. Nintendo does very similar things within its teams. It's a different strategy, but they allow their teams to cook. They allow the teams to finish a game and they just kind of put it on the side and wait to put it out at the right time. We've seen this now many different times. And things like this, it's like that's how you retain the talent that you have. And there's not many more talented than the studios at Nintendo. So it's very good and important for them to make sure that they retain these people, because these are the people that are resulting in 5.9 million sales of the Switch 2, in all of these Nintendo video games being some of the shining examples in the industry of system sellers, of games that you can put out that will sell millions of units and of hardware. So yes, retain them, treat them right. This is awesome.
Fantastic news, especially because we're going to circle to the next story and talk about a game where, we saw some slimy people trying to get out of just paying some bonuses and doing everything they could to jump through any hoop to avoid paying those employees. So
it is nice more coming with this
celebrate
this Bungie news.
Just a small win is very nice, and Nintendo to do that, one of the big three, very cool to see.
Yeah. And it's not actually official yet, but the rumblings I've been seeing from people online, it's like, oh, next week looks like some realities of the Bungie situation are going to come out, where it's like, oh, okay, a lot of people, things are happening at certain times because that's when certain stocks are vesting.
Oh, okay.
Bonuses. And it's like, all right, this is some nasty, dirty stuff. But hey, Nintendo, good stuff. I hope that this maintains. Like, the reality is we're in a world that they're not immune from. No one is. Like, things are about to get, or already are very bad. So it's just nice to finally have some good news to talk about.
And this is going to be a fun news topic right now, this next one.
Let's jump into the next one. Circana released the top 10 selling games of May 2026. This comes from Matt Piscatella. Have you looked at the list yet?
Oh, of course.
Okay. So I was going to have you guess there, but coming in number one.
Fantastic.
What do we got, Mike?
IO Interactive with 007 First Light.
Not a big surprise. This was on every platform except Switch 2. It's just not day and date. It is coming eventually. They had to delay that one, but that's fantastic. So not a surprise. Mega hit. We all loved it. Yeah. Reviewed very well.
Killer IP, mega hit, great combination of what they're known for, plus what you clearly want from a James Bond experience, right? Really just nailed that. And I think it's always fun to bring back just IO Interactive in general, right? A team that went independent, got away from the mega corporation, bet on themselves, got the Hitman IP back with them, doubled down with Hitman. And that was a game that's like not for everyone, right? But still really did a great job with that. And then to be able to grab a giant IP like 007 and be able to make something so good, congratulations to them. That's an awesome story.
Yeah, it really is. And I say I'm not surprised by this, mainly given that I've seen the success this game has had over the last month. I am surprised if you take me back a month ago. I was saying, like, not that I was doubting the sales potential of First Light, but I was a little bit like, I'm not sure it's a slam dunk. I'm not sure it's going to be this million seller, but here we are. It looks like it is, and it looks like it's going to continue to be. And when they do get it on Switch 2, if it runs right, I think that it will. So here we have CUVODs in the chat saying 007 so good, I'm waiting for the Switch 2 version at this point.
Ooh.
It's like, there are people that are now going to be doing that. Like, it will sell very well there if it's a good port. Like, that's the big thing, but I think it will be. I think that they'll get that right there.
I mean, I'm just hoping for a number 2 now too. I want this team to be able to be greenlit for number 2. Let's get to it. This team rocks.
Yep.
Keep making great games.
And then we have Forza Horizon 6. Another game that we love so dearly, but I think it's important to bring out here. It being number 2, this isn't on PlayStation 5. This isn't on the number 1 video game console in terms of being in people's homes. This is an Xbox game, also on PC. I'm sure PC is doing a lot of the heavy lifting there, but either way, shout out to them.
I mean, that's a big deal, right? It's like that is the big Xbox game of the year / of the month. We'll get to some Xbox games later on in this year, but this is the kickoff of their 2026 and their 25th anniversary. And Forza, we knew was going to be a juggernaut, but there always is the question of like, when will we get Forza'd out, right? Will there be a decline in Forza of like, hey, there was already conversation, hey, it's more Forza, but this time in Japan, right? But we had a setting people wanted to go to. We're hot off the heels of a Game of the Year contender in Forza Horizon 5. It felt like everything was right for this to be the juggernaut that it was supposed to be.
Yeah, and chat brings up a very good point here too with Herbie and Crazy Wild Chris. It's on Game Pass as well, so they beat the Game Pass situation there, right? Like, that's very, very impressive. You bringing that up though, Mike, Is there any chance that the rest of the Xbox games this year come close to Forza Horizon sales? I don't.
Halo will be on PlayStation for the first time, but I don't think it. Well, eventually, Forza Horizon will be on PlayStation. The sales will go even crazy bonkers off of this. So, yeah, probably not. This will be the juggernaut of the year for Xbox, but like Halo will have some solid sales because it's on PlayStation. Gears E-Day is a console mover, or one of their big titles, so that will go. And then Fable, that's next year, but like Fable will be a mover for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I think the Forza is going to be
coming up
substantially ahead. Question. I brought this up on our charity stream, and I didn't get a confirmed answer. Have they announced Forza Horizon 6 is coming to PlayStation?
I believe they have announced that, but I don't think they have a date.
Yeah, there's no date or anything, but have they actually said it is happening? People are saying, are we forgetting COD? Yes, okay, COD. We know. Yeah, COD will be number one.
You know what? Do we put COD and Bethesda under the... We don't think of Xbox titles as those?
We don't.
And I said, I do. And you know what? Here I am forgetting it.
Totally.
Here I am forgetting
that's
it.
how
You're
it
right.
goes.
You're right.
Number 3, we have Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight.
That's nice to see.
It is.
I mean,
it's a Batman game. I'm not surprised. High quality Lego Batman.
And
that's
it's
good.
fun. Yeah, I really like
multi-platform. No Switch 2. Another delay situation. Subnautica 2 at number 4.
That's a big deal.
Hell yeah! Tell me about it, Mike.
Huge deal. I knew Subnautica 2 had the motion. If you've played Subnautica 1, you know this is a great survival crafting game, but this is also one of those. It's coming into early access, right? They are now fighting with management and the employees of trying to get what they were due with bonuses, and that was a wild, crazy story. But I think everyone knew that this was going to sell like crazy, and of course it did. And is this on console? I think this is a PC thing only right now. I don't think this is on Xbox or PlayStation because it's early access, and that's how most of those go. But Subnautica, fantastic game. 2 is also, it's early access, and it is early access.
Yeah.
It's not like early access bug-wise, but content-wise, it is pretty light. So it still had the motion.
Xbox
okay.
as well.
On Xbox, not
Game
PlayStation.
Pass. But
yeah.
still, though, this isn't Game Pass sales, so that's great.
Yeah.
People are saying that Forza Horizon 6, you can wishlist it on PlayStation.
Yeah,
So-
it's
so
coming
there.
no matter
and
what.
that they announced at the Xbox Direct, which is really funny, Mike, because I'm pretty good about remembering like these type of facts or details, and maybe I'll get like parts of it wrong, but I'm like, I have it in here somewhere. That Direct was one of the few showcases in my history of Kind of Funny I didn't react to because I was
Still gone.
on my pandemic. So it's weird. There's like I missed a PlayStation State of Play and I missed that Xbox showcase. I'm like, or not showcase, Direct.
Oh my!
I'll never get those facts right. We got Tomodachi Life Living the Dream at number 5. I think this one's important because this is its second month.
Yeah.
That's not its first month.
Okay, that's
So
impressive.
pretty damn high.
And it is one of those of like, if you know, you know, right? Because Greg Miller definitely said beforehand, like, this game has a really big time fan base and it's going to move for sure. And it was also funny to see. It was fun to watch and play. So, yeah, kind of had all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Here we are.
You knew
The
this
boy
was going to
band.
happen.
Yeah.
You knew this was going to happen.
You guys wear the short coats? I thought we were supposed to wear the long coats today.
Yeah. I hate him so much. I hate him so
I love you.
much.
I love you so much. You know,
Did
we
you
didn't
guys
talk
play?
about
You guys
it.
playing this
We
today?
both came out. Kevin did say something, but you know what? It's Mike and Tim, and we embrace this kind
We
of
embrace
fun.
it.
Yeah.
We don't care. you
No,
know what I
no.
mean?
This is what the magic of this studio is.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, and often does.
Yeah.
Look how white this is.
Yeah.
Just everything in every way.
We're reflecting a lot of light. You're gonna get a sunburn from this. Have a great rest of your show, guys.
Thank you so much, Nick. Everyone, stay tuned for Nick later in the day. There's going to
Yeah.
be shenanigans for sure in this music stream. Then we got, but yeah, Tomodachi Life, major.
Major.
Because that was a month-old game, and it is a Switch 2 exclusive.
And also, that was one of those, we're coming hot off of Pokemon Pokopia. You're like, did they already get enough of that with Pokopia? Clearly not. They'll take another one of those any day.
Yeah. Then we got MLB The Show 26.
Got to continue to highlight that as a win for PlayStation, Sony, and just sports fans in general.
Sorry.
Tell me. Yeah.
Pokopia is Switch 2 exclusive. Tomodachi Life
Oh, there we go.
is on Switch 1 and Switch 2.
But you got to make sure you give a little love to MLB The Show. That is the quiet little keep it going studio and team for PlayStation that rarely gets talked about. It's a sports game, and most people turn their head to that. But MLB The Show is one of, if not the best sports simulation products out there, and it always has a bunch of highlights to do and talk about. So shout out to them.
Kev, we have Crimson Desert at number 7.
Still selling well.
There we go.
Still selling well.
Yoshi and the Mysterious Book at number 8. This was the launch month for it. So, hey, number 8 might not sound that good, but this was, again, a Switch 2 exclusive for a game that is very heavily marketed towards babies. So, pretty damn good. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 at number 9.
Always there.
Always there.
And that's not even their best Call of Duty, too. That was the one that was like, this is probably one of their worst.
Yeah.
And here it is.
Here it is.
Still selling.
And then Mario Kart World at number 10. So I just want everybody that's like, Mario Kart World's not selling like that. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. A year after release, this isn't the one bundled with the system. This is people buying Mario Kart World.
Still selling.
Number 4. Story number 4. More sales news. This isn't just from May, though. This is just from a bunch of different fiscal quarter and earnings reports and all of that. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 surpasses 6 million copies worldwide.
Wow. That is fantastic
Big
news.
numbers.
That team really, they doubled down on what they knew from Kingdom Come Deliverance. The first one, they said, hey, we're going to do this. And they put out a really stellar game. This was a ton of fun. It is an awesome RPG. It is a, hey, you're going to crawl, you're going to learn how to walk, and then you're going to run. And you should enjoy every moment of it. And it might not be for everyone, but if you give it a true try, it's a great game. I loved that one.
Persona 3 Reload has surpassed 3 million units, both digitally and physically. That's a remake of a Persona game, 3 million. Persona, man, the little engine that could.
Yes.
You know, it's like such a great example of a franchise that had its fans and like was a success relative to old school sales numbers, but has really found a way in the modern era to, I think, dominate a lot of the conversation and to really be a heavy hitter that we're talking about.
Yeah.
The expectation being millions of copies sold for these games. That's really, really great. And they earned that. Monster Hunter World has combined, including DLC, sold over 30 million copies. Remember, this makes it Capcom's highest selling game of all time.
I mean, it's a special
30 million, dude. That's big.
Yeah. I mean, that's the juggernaut that just could, right? It just kept going and brought Monster Hunter, the franchise, to so many new eyes, for sure, right? Like, there's a diehard audience, but like Monster Hunter World, that came out, it's like, oh, wow. Like, everyone is talking about this game now. What a great experience.
Yep. And then, this one's for you, Mike.
Stop it.
Mecha Chameleon has now sold 10 million copies. 10 million copies.
Can you believe that, Tim? And I put the little note down at the bottom because I put it in Wii News, but I deleted it now. This came out at the start of June. This came out on June 9th, right?
Wow.
This is a
June 9th.
June 9th.
Dude, so it's been like 2.5 weeks.
June 9th. This is a friend slop game, no matter how you feel about that term. There is an audience for that, and we always highlight these weird one-offs, right? The right price, $5, $5.99. You're not even playing this on console, Tim. This is a PC game on Steam, right? And there continues. Month after month, year after year, we find these odd friend slop-like games that just sell bonkers buku bucks. And it's like, half of the world doesn't even know about this experience or this game.
The 10 million people do.
Then the 10 million that do is like, this game rocks. You should be playing this. This is prop hunt, hide and seek meets paint yourself. And it's so much fun. It is cool to see clips all over the world. It is fun to play. And yeah, to see that, 10 million for $5, good for you.
That is fantastic. I know you're trying to plan a kind of funny stream for this. I don't know.
Doing my best.
Yeah, it's hard to get the right people together in the time. There's a lot going on, but I'm excited to see that. Let's move on to story number 5. GTA 6 pre-orders on PS5 are outselling Xbox 6-1. This comes from internal IGN finds reporting.
Wow.
Which I don't know what that is. And so, Kev, can you just click this link? Like, IGN Deals Instagram says a major retailer has warned that major console shortages will impact the launch of GTA 6. The report comes from IGN as PS5 GTA 6 pre-orders are reportedly outselling Xbox Series X 6-1. According to the report, many players trying to get a new PlayStation or Xbox for GTA 6 will be out of luck as retailers won't have enough in stock. That was interesting because I was like, I went to IGN and I couldn't find. There's no article or anything.
Yeah.
And like down here it says IGN finds. Source, internal IGN finds reporting.
Okay.
So I don't know what that is, but
yeah.
IGN Deals, this is legit. I know that IGN Deals is not like some weird spin-off thing. It's like that is IGN. So they are reporting this and feel confident in saying that.
Okay.
Not surprising at all.
No, not
I think
surprising
that's
at all.
kind of just like isn't that the ratio of how many PlayStations and Xboxes there are?
Yeah, that seems to be. Yeah.
Right? So okay.
No, that feels right. And I mean, I think the big message here is like, yeah, the consoles are only going to get harder and harder to find. They're going to get more expensive to purchase ahead of November's launch. It's going to be a crazy time at the retail space to get a hold of these consoles ahead of Grand Theft Auto.
Yep.
Like, it's going to be wild to see.
Oh my God. Dude, like, we don't need to go down this whole path, but I just want to say, like, imagine a world where the Steam machine could have been priced the way they wanted it to, and they could have actually made a real attempt to get into living rooms and like make Steam a real competitor in the console space. Imagine a world where Grand Theft Auto 6 could sell consoles, both PlayStation and Xbox.
Imagine a world if we were at the end of the life cycle for PlayStation, Xbox, and console prices went down.
Yeah.
Just where we were supposed to be.
I mean, dude, imagine GTA 6 is finally coming out, and the people that waited to get a PlayStation 5 are now able to get a PS5 for $300 or a PS5 Pro for $500.
Yep.
And it's like, do you want the brand new fancy version thing? Get the PS5 Pro or get the $300 one. You just want to play some GTA 6? No, we're not there, man. We're not there. Story number 6. There was a Capcom spotlight showcase yesterday. Nothing too crazy.
Okay.
Kev, if you could just click that article here, because we got
no crazy Resident Evil DLC.
No. This is no announcements here.
Okay.
Well, no significant announcements. This one comes from Marcus Stewart over at Game Informer. We got some DLC coming for Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection.
Okay.
And smaller updates for Onimusha and Resident Evil Requiem. So, Twisted Reflection, we're getting additional side story DLC for $10. It's available today. It explores the origin of Rudy. So,
Rudy!
Get hyped.
Hell yeah.
Downloading the update with the completed save file lets you challenge a harder version of the final battle. Nice. The Resident Evil Requiem amiibos that had previously been revealed are going to come out on June 30th, next Tuesday.
You're an RE guy. You're a Nintendo guy. Would you?
No, I really had to be like, I'm not. Don't buy amiibos.
Okay.
I bought the Link and Zelda from Tears of the Kingdom just because I really loved their designs and I liked their poses. I bought I own every Star Fox one, but I try to like.
You're like this. Don't do this.
I'm not trying to do it. I'm not trying to do it.
Then Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen, we get a little bit more info on that. The expansion story takes place in a new northern region. It introduces 12 unique dungeons and an August updates planned before Dark Arisen's launch that will add additional save slots, improve performance, and some other things.
Yeah.
And then, Kev, if you can go to the other link in the game's daily doc there, I like this a lot. We got a new trailer for Onimusha Way of the Sword.
Oh, okay.
A little more info on deluxe and premium editions. But the big thing here is this screen we're looking at, September 25th, 2026. Once more, Onimusha Way of the Sword releases on September 25th, 2026. I like this. The once more, they are planting their flag down.
Yeah,
we are not moving. September is crazy. We know that there's a lot of heavy hitters. We are a heavy hitter. We're taking claim.
Okay.
I like this because everyone's running from Grand Theft Auto and all that stuff. But people need to save the once more, or else Control Resonant doesn't know what to do. Or else the other games around are like, who's gonna move? They're playing chicken with each other, but at a certain point you just gotta lock in.
Do you feel confident with this game locking in here? Do you think this game will get the eyes and the dollars it deserves or maybe needs because September is so packed and they're at the end of September as well? Or do you think this is one of those of like, oh man, like maybe we should have moved? This title and franchise deserves more eyes and more hands.
I think that there's just too much at play when it comes to like how Capcom is going to be looking at its fiscal quarters, and like there's just realities of what we're dealing with. If it doesn't come out now, it can't come out until next year. There's probably reasons they don't want that to be the case, right? So I do think that Onimusha is I don't think any of the games are in a good position just because of how many high quality titles are seemingly coming out in September.
Yeah.
I'm still a little hesitant on this one overall. I've been saying that a lot, like just a little. I was hesitant about James Bond, and I was like, I'd proven that I didn't need to be at all. So I really, really love Onimusha, but like I'm not looking at this as like it's going to be this super performing title, right?
Okay.
But Capcom's on such a roll, it being on every console. It's like we've done a couple Gamescast now that we are kind of pitting all the September games against each other, and it's just like I really do think that
they're all going to hurt each other to some extent. I don't think Onimusha is the one that needs to be afraid, though.
Okay.
Like when I'm looking at the games around it, Wolverine is a little bit before.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of conversation. But Onimusha, I think if it hits critically the way that like I hope that it does, and at this point I'd probably say expect that it will, because the demo's out there, people enjoy it. There's some criticism about that, but the developers even seem like they're addressing that stuff. The fact that it's on all systems, the fact that Capcom is where they're at as a studio right now, and this year have delivered just freaking hits, I think it's going to be big.
Tim, you got a huge month of September. I know we talked about it a bunch, but just to give you a couple of quick, like super big dogs here, right? You have Fire Emblem's Fortune's Weave right there in the middle of September. September 17th. Marvel's Wolverine is September 15th. You go down a little bit more. That's when we get Control Resident on the 24th. Then you move on to, of course, what you just brought up with Onimusha on September 25th. So it is just, and that's not even all the rest of them. Those are just the big title names.
Yeah. If Onimusha Way of the Sword gets good reviews, I don't think there's any way it doesn't sell more than most of the other games that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Like not all of them. Again, like Wolverine's a different thing, but like it's gonna sell more than Control. And I think there's like a lot of reasons for that. Like those games just don't sell that well in that way. And then also it's not on every console.
Yeah.
So
good to know.
We'll see. That's so much big news that we covered, Mike. So much gigantic.
Tim, it's been fantastic.
But if I want to know about something smaller, where would I go?
Tim, I take you to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Herbie says, Control, I think, might be okay since it doesn't have that epic nonsense on PC.
Remember that?
Yeah, totally. Wii News here, Lizzie Kaplan, Janice from Mean Girls.
I like this.
Has joined the cast of FX's upcoming Far Cry TV series. This comes from Joe Otterson at Variety. I didn't even know Far Cry was getting a TV series, but
you didn't know about this?
Surprised, yeah.
Yeah. We've been talking about this for a couple months now with Games Daily on and off. It's been small news stories. We haven't got to the big one, right? You got Rob Mack from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, kind of heading up this project. And so then you got the guy from Fargo, and they're like, oh, this is going to be different from the games. This won't be a game story. And so we were expecting 3. You're not going to get 3. It's going to be different tales here. And I like Lizzie Kaplan a lot.
Love her, dude.
I think she's recognizable. I think when you see her, you have a good time. This actually got me a little more excited than I was for this show coming out.
Yeah, she's great. She has incredible comedic skills. Like she was on a show called Party Down that I really love.
Party Down.
And Rob is also great, and like Mythic Quest was one of my favorite shows in the last couple of years, like comedy specifically, and that was a Ubisoft partnership. So I'm sad that show's canceled. It had a really good run, but I'm sad it's canceled. But this makes sense that he would be connected here. Ratcoin is coming to Xbox, PS5, and Switch 2 this autumn. It's already on PC.
Yeah, this is one that Lucy James talked about highly when we were on a podcast together, so check that one out.
Animal Crossing New Horizons Happy Home Paradise soundtrack is now available on Nintendo Music. Mike Brown, the creative director of Clutch, says that Clutch is an Xbox Play Anywhere game. So if you buy an Xbox console or Xbox PC, you get both versions, and you get cross-save and cross-play as you'd expect.
That's sweet.
Awesome. Very cool. Can't wait for this game.
They're not underneath the Xbox umbrella. This is Mike Brown and his own team, Maverick Games, doing their own thing. But cool to see Xbox players. Hey, if you buy that, you get the Xbox Play Anywhere. That's a really nice feature there.
Then we got Silent Hill F and Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake collab DLC is available now.
Oh, snap.
So that's a fun crossover. That makes a lot of sense. So good for them. Sekiro No Defeat gets a new anime trailer, so you can go check that out on YouTube if you so wish. This one's for you.
This is a big story here.
NBA The Run. This was a story, Mike. I want to let you know that I had to put down to Wii News because it was too much. But NBA The Run's getting some cool updates, including a campaign mode.
Let's get real with it. We have now played NBA The Run a couple of times here on the live streams at Kinda Funny. We've seen the audience. I have seen the audience for just NBA The Run, its own separate community. And there is one thing that they want. They want a solo campaign. They want to be able to play that offline and just by themselves having fun, just like NBA Streets. And you knew this is a very small team. In the team,
totally,
they had 30 people all together with contractors here, and it was going to be a matter of time before they could finally get to that. But they were like, we clearly hear you. We know this is going to go down. I'm very happy about that. It is something that I desperately want from that. I appreciate solos and trios, but it needs a single-player campaign. It needs that kind of, hey, I'm just playing the NPCs, having fun, because that's what Street is all about. So
I haven't even touched this game, Mike. I haven't touched it, and
Really?
it's because of this.
Oh,
Like
okay.
this is how you get me. It's
There
just
you
been
go.
busy. I want to, it's just been too much going on. But like, if there was a campaign, I would have prioritized
Yes,
it.
and then
excited they're working on
new
that.
players, of course, will be coming as well. So yeah, it's just heating up for them. I think 2027 campaign mode. So you got some time to wait on that one, but I do think that will get a nice bump when that does come out.
And then we have some other stuff, but I think we can end We News here because there's a lot going on.
So much.
So thank you for that. Let's go to You're Wrong and see what we got wrong. Casey says Wikipedia lists 166 only for Game Boy Color games. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
You could get a whole collection of Game Boy. You could have the whole collection. I've been watching.
Well, I thought there was 26 though.
Yeah.
And there's 166. I was real off.
Okay, we'd have to look at that together one day. You know, you and I have been watching a lot of retro video game YouTubers out there, and I love seeing when somebody's like, "I got the full collection of every Game Boy, every GameCube game," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Man, that's cool. That's
Mike,
cool."
I need you to look up Austin Creed, Xavier Woods, some of his retro game collection, like YouTube videos.
Okay.
There's a video of him going to AJ Styles' house. You're gonna love it. Like the collections that he has are crazy, but Xavier Austin has a full in-box N64 collection. Every single N64 game
How cool.
in-box.
That's so sick.
So damn sick. Kebab says internal IGN finds reporting is probably Seth Macy specifically since he runs the IGN finds side of things. Yeah, but I just like that seems like such a. I'm interested in the sourcing of that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
We haven't heard anything about GTA pre-orders, so like, how does he know? I love you, Seth. Talk to me, boy. How
Talk
do you
to me.
know?
Shoot us a call. Let us know.
I could just ask him.
Yeah.
You know what I
we could say we could DM him.
mean? And that's it for You're Wrong.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. We are running long, so I want to just do a couple quick super chats as I see him here. WGO says, "Love the PlayStation cosplay, boys." That's funny.
Thank you.
We do look like PS5s. Zarkley says, "Quick note for Mike to start on the Persona train."
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Behold.
really excited. I'm gonna finish my 5th Zelda game, which is crazy to say, and then we will go from there. A lot of people bringing up Persona. Of course, Xenoblade is high on my list as well, as that seems cool. There's too many games, Tim, and I'm trying to play them all.
And then Snow says, unrelated to news today, but Tim, are we reviewing season 2 of X-Men 97? I love you guys. I am so freaking hyped for this show. We got 3 episodes dropping next week for the premiere, and then weekly after that. I think it's going to be incredible. Like I've been talking to some of my friends who have seen the first 4 episodes, and they're like, "Tim, it's as good as season 1's best moments." And I'm like,
Okay.
that's crazy to me. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out that week, so we won't be doing that. But I do hope to do some screencast or something for X-Men 97 season 2 at some point.
Okay.
That's not a promise, but I do have a deep, burning desire for that. Guess what, everybody? Speaking of screencast, we're about to do one talking about every movie coming out in July 2026. And then after that, it starts. The big How to Make an Album stream. We're going to have Greg and Andy, our 2 most gifted, our 2 most talented human beings.
Our very best.
You know what I mean? Our very best.
Very best.
Trying to make some music. How's that going to go? I don't know. Is it going to be fun? Absolutely.
A lot of awesome surprises.
So
Truly,
many surprises.
some really cool surprises that you don't want to miss. It's going to be a fun afternoon, evening, late night of this with your support. So come on by over onto Twitch. Drop a sub if you can. Give some subs to keep that stream going. We want to go all night and see what kind of awesome music they make.
Yes. But until then, that's been Games Daily. I love you all. Goodbye.